Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Here we are with another Skill for Life call from I Am Mastermind Studio here in Lubbock, Texas. I hope everyone having a great morning. Today we're going to continue our topic about specialist knowledge. These calls are from 6 to 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, and on Tuesdays we do live, so everyone that is following us on social media have a better understanding of what we're going over and what we're teaching. I'm here with Abraham Kranza. I'm sure everyone more or less heard of him or listened to him. He is a co-founder of founder of I Am Mastermind. And Abraham, how about you talk about a little bit of what is I Am Mastermind purpose, and what was your thoughts with creating I Am Mastermind, and how did I Am Mastermind become I Am Mastermind today?
Just a little on the beginning of I Am. This dates back to early childhood of looking for purpose and looking for the why. Everybody's always looking for your why. It doesn't matter where you're at, what part of the world you're at, how much money you earn. You're always looking for why. What's the purpose of life? And that question from a child always drove me to research and study and understand humanity as we know it. Humans, what they are to nature, and what nature is to us. And then what is this thing we call consciousness? Mm-hmm. And looking for answers, I searched through old books, and there are no accidents. Little by little, you're being guided. You're being guided by a force that works with nature and works with humanity. And I say that's essence. It's consciousness. Mm-hmm. And through this work, I found a bunch of old literature, a bunch of old books, and you could find a little here, a little there, and little hints, little things that were guiding me all this way. Well, through time and growing up, did more or less the same things as we normally do them, and got to the point in life where I wanted to build my own company. But a little before building my own company, it was in 2010. I was guided again, and I found the rest of my purpose. And I had a vision, and I had a vision of owning multiple companies and being global and doing a global work on consciousness and building this Institute of the Mind. And immediately I took off and I started to build the first company. And like I said, there are no accidents. And not as well as that, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the resources. Mm-hmm. At that time, I did not have the knowledge. There are no accidents. I've been guided this whole time. And as well as finding the people that would be a part of this as well, there's no accidents. Being guided and working with faith. Mm-hmm. And knowing that the higher nature of our personality is always looking for its destination. And by following that purpose and that feeling that I get, the intuition that I get, I found the people that would be a part of this organization and the forward progress of taking this global. We're here now in the I Am Studios, and we've got an institute, and we're not doing this by accident. We're doing this on purpose. Mm-hmm. Everything that we've done on purpose to a definite end. Mm-hmm. And this Institute of the Mind is to help people really achieve any desire they want in life. Mm-hmm. To be able to co-create with creation consciously, to design your life by design. The name that I received was I Am Mastermind. Everybody's a mastermind. We're just really not consciously aware of what we're doing. But when we can become consciously aware and decide what we want and decide what we want to create, we can build it. And if you can see it, you can have it. If you can see it, you can hold it in your hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about that, we need everyone needs to understand that when you come across this information, you very soon to come to find out that you're not in charge of your life. And basically the information, the data that you have in your subconscious mind is controlling your life. And your perception is controlled by your paradigm. And the way you live the life and the way the level of happiness, the level of being healthy, the level of being fulfilled, just all aspect of your life, depending on the ideas that are in your subconscious mind. So when you understand that, and you understand that your life, you're not in control, and your subconscious mind is, what you come to find out is you have to work on that subconscious mind. When we're talking about working on you or investing in you, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about subconscious mind. And if you want to put it to a perspective, make it very simple. Think about a box that has, it's full of information.
All your beliefs.
All your beliefs, all your, everything that you've been told is in this box. And according to this box, what information and ideas and images that you have that belongs to you, it's creating your world. So really, when you understand, when we're talking about investing in you and working on you, we're talking about working on this box. Working on this box, the image that you have of yourself, the way you see life, that how you define money, how you define success, how you define what your purpose is here in life. Everything is in this box. The good news is, the box is thinking for you. And the good news is you can change it.
Yep.
That's what the secret is. You can change what's in your box. And that box is creating your results. Basically, the reality that you live in is according to this box. So this box is controlling your life. So all we got to do, we got to understand how the information in this box, the images in this box, the ideas in this box, the belief in this box, how are they created and how they are affecting our life.
Let's start off with a little bit on how they were created. A lot of people really didn't. Everybody's felt it. You all know when you come to the limitations of your abilities. Mm-hmm. You all know it. Majority of the people won't acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. They won't acknowledge that they've hit the terror barrier. They've hit this invisible film. They've hit the limitations of their beliefs. Mm-hmm. That's what they hit. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are not aware, or they reject the idea. Mm-hmm. But ignoring a thing will not change a thing.
Correct.
I'm going to say that again. Ignoring a thing will not change the thing. You know it's there, but this is why you have not gone further. This is why you have not chosen or even looked at trying to understand why you're not doing more than what you know you can do. That's so important.
Right. So the first step, really, that individual has to be honest with themselves and knowing that, hey, there is a problem.
Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Right. There is. And when you start realizing that and you start taking responsibility of, okay, I understand that what I'm going through or what I'm seeing, there has to be some relationship between that and me, the way I think. And when you start finding out more and you start investigating more and you start studying more, you understand there's a relationship between mind and matter.
There you go. And understanding that relationship between mind and matter, and that means it's me and the outside world. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't want to accept the fact you've got to be able to look in the mirror and understand, I did that. I have done that. And when you could take responsibility on the way you think and your results, you're off to another track. And you could take responsibility that I'm the production of my life. I am the producer. I am the director. Right? I am everything. I'm the cause, and the effect are just my results. Mm-hmm. Now you're ready to actually start to make a change. Right? Mm-hmm. This invisible film that I was talking about it's in the subconscious mind. It's our programming. We were programmed with certain behaviors, certain beliefs. We are programmed with our abilities, as far as we know them at the moment. And it doesn't matter where you're at, what part of the country you're at, what geography, what culture you're in. Doesn't matter the race. Does not matter the education level. None of these things matter. but they do control your abilities. They don't matter when you're willing to accept and unlearn and relearn. That's when they don't matter. They have no control over you whenever you understand this information. But if you don't accept the information, you don't acknowledge it, and you're not willing to unlearn and relearn, understand the subconscious mind, then it does matter, because this is all you have. Now, the average individual, 97% of humanity, goes their whole life, and it's really a sad thing. Mm-hmm. They go from 0 to 100, never really to know themselves. They get to know and live from the production of this box that we were talking about, these beliefs. Mm-hmm. These beliefs were given to them from that age. 0 to 5, 0 to 7, they receive beliefs. This box is where they start from. So this box is what's thinking. We think that we're thinking, but what's actually thinking is the box. So when you take this box, you take these beliefs, and you take it into the world, into the visible world, and then this box begins to think and want to assimilate and create and use its imagination. And it begins to think. Thinking means using your imagination. So as it begins to think, where's it thinking from? Well, it's base knowledge.
Yeah.
So it gathers what it knows, and it views the world, and then it tries to what? Imagine something different. That's all we do. Mm-hmm. All we do in life is we think, which means mental movement of the ideas and beliefs we have with imagination. So what's really controlling your imagination and your ability to think beyond are your beliefs. Mm-hmm. So we're viewing the world, but we're viewing the world from this box, from these lenses. How can you go further than what you are? How can you go further than your own thinking process and system? Well, general rule of thumb, you don't. And that's why people stay stuck. So there was a time where I knew that I wanted to change the pattern plan. I knew that I was not the body. I knew I came to a body. I knew that I didn't have a body. I wasn't the body. I had a body. I knew that I could tell the body what to do. I knew that this body was not going to control the way I think. I started to separate mind and matter. I started to separate consciousness of a higher level. I call this intervention. Mm-hmm. Whenever the higher side of your personality can view the world from a different state. So by doing that, by viewing the world from a different state, I was able to think outside of the box. Mm-hmm. Have you ever noticed whenever you get stuck in a problem or a situation, they say, get out of your head, or they say, think out of the box? Well, as long as you're thinking from your beliefs and your core beliefs and everything that you think you are, you remain stuck because you're viewing the world from that state. Mm-hmm. But whenever you can think outside of yourself, you begin to see things differently. You begin to see things that are possible. Your imagination is free to roam the world, to roam universal intelligence, to pick up ideas, to pluck ideas from the nothing and create something. Now, majority of the time I live there. Mm-hmm. But this is also why I keep breaking the pattern plan. We created I Am Mastermind so that we can teach people how to rewrite your blueprint in life, to rewrite the plan in life. When you're ready, and you're ready to make a change, we have this information. We've been studying it, we've been teaching it. We've helped other people rewrite the pattern plan, the blueprint in life. You've all felt it, we all felt it. We're still rewriting the plan. Why? Because our creative nature is to grow. Mm-hmm. Our creative nature is to have more. We are always going into a path and into a direction. Majority of people just really don't understand that they're doing that. Mm-hmm. Every thought precedes another thought. Every thought precedes another thought. When you're ready to go off into another direction, we have to start off with the vision. And this is the reason why we use goals and visioneering. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's so that we get a good understanding of the way the mind works, and that we need a vision to bring a new order. Let me say that again. You need a vision to create a new order. Mm-hmm. If you do not have a new vision, you can never have a new order or a new chain of events. Mm-hmm. The visions that we have in the background, which are our beliefs, have conditioned our way of thinking, and we keep bringing that same order again. We keep ordering the same thing, not being aware. So it's important to have a new vision so that you can start to create a new pattern plan in life. As you bring a new vision, this brings a new order. This also brings a new set of behaviors and actions. Let's talk about the breaking of the paradigms and the programming so that we can create a new life.
Sure. So when we talk about paradigms are multitude of habits that are set in our subconscious mind, and they are the one that are causing our behavior. So, and most of our behaviors is habitual, and our habits, when we think about our habits, are created through time, through the ideas that we've been giving, and we keep repeating those habits, and those habits are creating our results. When we're talking about changing, when we're talking about habits, we're talking about something that we are doing repeatedly and continuously, and it's really creating the result of the life that we have. So in order for us to change anything in our life, just like earlier Abraham was talking about, bringing new order, we can't go and change anything in our physics. We need to go to the first cause of that action or behavior to be able to replace it with something new. So what does that mean? That means that you can change the way you're doing things unless you change the image or ideas about you in order to change the behavior, in order to change your decision, in order to change your results. So a lot of it goes back to, what I see is, a lot of it goes back to working on the principle of understanding what mind is. Understanding that everything that you think about yourself, everything that you have opinion about yourself, is that what you're creating. So this opinion of yourself is created through time and through experience and through your interaction with other people. And through that, you have thoughts of what's possible and what's not. So when we're talking about what's possible and what's not, is when you come to a situation, let's say you're working you're working as an employee for a company and you want to get promoted, or you are wanting to start your own business, or you're looking for a relationship. Whenever you think about a result, a new thing, bringing a new thing in your life, you immediately, without even knowing, without even being conscious, you go back to those images that you have in your subconscious mind, will tell you whether it's possible or not. And according to what you have in your program, you make a decision whether you can achieve or you can create that result or not. So it's all in limitation unless you start understanding mind and you start understanding your higher faculties. Our higher faculties is a gift, has been given to us, but we've been conditioned so much in our environment that we forgot about gift. And unbeknownst to us, without being aware, we're just living off of our senses, what we can see and what we can hear and what we can understand in our physics. We don't know that we have higher faculties that we can create. We can use our imagination. We can use what are the imagination, reasons, will, memory, and all these higher faculties, we can utilize them to start directing our life consciously to a definite end. What does that mean? What does that mean, using your higher faculties to direct your life to a definite end? It means that when we're talking about directing your life, right now you're going somewhere, whether you like where you're going or not. As a human, we're always moving forward towards something. Even that individual that they think they're stuck, they are doing certain things to stay stuck, to not go after
get out of their own way.
Yeah, get out of their way. So what does that mean? That means everyone in this world is moving towards something. That's how we're designed. So when you start understanding your higher faculties, you're going to start using your imagination and willpower and a reasoning factor when you understand how to use mind to start directing your life to a definite end of what you want consciously. That's the key. And if you want to do that, you got to pay the price. What does paying price means? Paying price means understanding who you are and understanding why you became the person you became. Understanding the law of nature and the relationship between the mind and laws of nature. When we're talking about studying you, when I heard this, I was like, what do you mean? Are we a doctor? Are we going to study ourselves, our biology? What are we studying, really? When you're studying, we're talking about studying yourself is studying why you do the things you do. How did you get here? And where are you going from here? Where are you and where are you going from here? And what determines your results? When we're talking about studying you, we're talking about that box that is in charge of you. How can I change the way I'm thinking to get me where I want to go in life? To create a result that I want in life? To create an environment that I want in life? We're the only form of nature on the planet, as we know, that can create their environment by design.
And we do this naturally.
Yeah. And everyone does that. Right now, if you think about somebody says, I don't, everybody does it, but they're not aware of. And they do it according to what they believe.
Yep. They do it according to what they keep believing and what they've seen and what they've accepted as true. Right? The average individual that's looking at poverty stays in poverty. If he chooses to keep looking at poverty and never to look further more than what that is, he's not going to break out of it. It's so important. It's so misunderstood. If you're born in poverty and you choose to continue to look at poverty, that was your choice. We don't have to stay there. I was there. I was born there. We have the ability to select how we want to live. If we were born in poverty, you have the ability to select to work with different images. But we're so conditioned to do what those others do. We're so conditioned to do what others do. And we really don't understand the way the mind works. Poverty is a choice. It really is. Nobody stopped you from thinking you can do more. Nobody stopped you from going and doing more. This is the most important thing. The people that are not stuck by accident. They're stuck because they're programmed to be stuck. But how can you break out of a prison you don't even know you're in? The people that work and trade their time for money do that because they've been conditioned to do that. Nobody forced you to do that. This is the most important thing in the whole world. Nobody has forced you to do anything. You have chosen to do as they do. I'm going to say that again. You have chosen to do as they do. You see their results. Do you want more of what they have? There came a point in time in my life, I said, I don't want that. I don't want to live as they live. Well, then, if I do not want to live as they live, then I must do something different. I must be something different. If I continue to do as they do, I continue to receive the same results they receive. Why would I want to continue following those results? A lot of people don't stop and think.
Yeah.
Stop and think and saying, wait a minute, I see the poverty. I can see the limitations, but the limitations are not forced upon them. They have given to them. They gave themselves to those ideas. Not because they can't do more, because they didn't think they could do more. That's what stopped them.
Yeah. So think about this. So when we're talking about they're not thinking, they are, when they get to the reasoning factor, one of our higher faculties is reasoning factor, right? And if tell them, hey, why would you not want to get out of
This situation.
situation? They have reasonings. They reason why they're from poor family. They came in poverty. They don't have the education. They don't have the money. They give you all the reasons why they cannot get out.
But again, those are all things that were outside of them that is controlling the way they think. It doesn't have to control your actions. You can stop, put down the tool. I stopped, put down the tool, I'd put the hammer down. I said, what the hell I want to keep doing this for? I was working as a tire man. I had to put the tool down and say, wait a minute. I picked up the hammer. Who picked up I picked up the hammer. Why do you want to, if you want to change, why do you keep doing as they do? Put down the behavior. In order for you to put down the behavior, it means you have to put down the beliefs. The beliefs are controlling your behavior. The belief, and so many people don't understand that the mind is so powerful. If you keep looking at poverty and you choose to do as the impoverished do, you get the results the impoverished get.
Think about that though. Before, when you put that hammer down, there was a desire though. There was a desire was much bigger than your belief.
Yep.
That had to overcome your behavior to say, hey, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll probably continue doing the same thing.
Yep. If I were to go back 20 years in the past, I'd still remain the same man if I wouldn't have chosen to select to work with different images. All I did was change the images that I was working with. This is what I'm trying to get everyone to understand. It's really not that difficult, but it is mental work. I had to select. If I wanted to be rich, I had to go and act like what rich is, or how we identify that at the time. If I wanted to have a different lifestyle, I had to become, I had to act. I had to go look and see what they do, just the same way as I looked and see what the impoverished done. Now, a lot of times we look and see what the impoverished do when we do an act. Then we look and see what the middle lifestyle looked like, and then we do. Or we can look and see what the rich do. Now, whenever I started to go to what do the rich do, there was really not very many there. But yet, when I start to look around and I see the product of beliefs, I'd see the product of the environment, of ideas and people, and the masses just moving and acting without thinking. They just follow the leader. Well, what group do I want to follow? I said, my God, why not choose the group that's getting the best results? How many of you really didn't think, and you're just following the masses? You just follow and do what they do. If you find yourself in poverty, stop doing as they do. And if you're going to select, why select from the middle class? What the hell would you want to do that for? That was just my point of view.
Yeah.
If I have the ability to think and select, why wouldn't I choose the life that I want? Why wouldn't I go follow the people that are getting the results to live the lifestyle that I want to live? We all get the opportunity to choose. We all have the ability to select. We all have the ability to think. I am mastermind. Who's the mastermind? Who? It's the individual. This is an individualized experience. You can't blame anybody. We cannot blame anybody outside of ourselves. Well, look in the mirror. I did that. I can choose that's something different too. Master the mind, master real. This is an individualized experience. Everybody goes back to their centers. And their centers are the beliefs that they've been working with. We've been conditioned to look at the outside world and to select images. And little do we know that we can imagine our own image.
Yeah, part of that, it goes back to really understanding and believing that you're able to select. Your thoughts matters. You have options. You can choose and you can select the life that you want. I think it's when you start, and there's a different level of understanding to this. When you are not aware that you can select and you can choose, you're going to follow the masses, right? And that goes back to the way we're conditioned, and we go back to school. We think about a school. We'll always want to be accepted because we're social creatures. And through social norms, behaviors, we were always wanting to be a part of a group, to be accepted. So we tried to accommodate their values and the way they dress, the way they do things, to impose on ourselves to become just like them, to be accepted. So this pattern goes on and on and on. And
the tribe effect.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for a tribe.
Yes.
That's what. So you're looking for something you want to fit in, to associate yourself with. Again, when we become aware, why not select what we want to see? Yeah. Why follow that tribe or that tribe? Look at the results. Do I want that? Do I want to have what they have? Do I want to have what they have? Mm-hmm. Or would I rather create my own? Mm-hmm. Woo. Different way of thinking. Do I want to have what they have? Mm-hmm. Do I want to have what they have? Or would I like to create my own? I am mastermind. Would I like to create my own? Mm-hmm. It's a different model.
Yeah. That requires a self-image. So let's talk about that. How the individual, it will allow individual to move forward toward what they want. It goes back to their self-image. What is self-image? Self-image, the way you see yourself, the way you think of you, the way you believe in your abilities. So when we're talking about self-image, is that self-image, it determines what you think you can do. So when talking about groups, right? When talking about the groups and going with the groups, that whoever you're wanting to go or be a part of, a lot of us, we don't do that, or we don't want to go to different group of people or people that are very successful because we don't believe it's internal. We don't believe we can do what they can do. I talk to many individuals that they are very excited about when they see success, but when you ask them, they ask you, what did you do? When I tell them I'm studying on myself, they look at me just like, what is this guy talking about? I have to say, well, I'm working on my mindset. They're like, oh, okay. I said, if you guys want to work on your mindset, we all have the same ability. I'm not even from here. I'm from another country, but we all have the same ability. All you got to do, have a better understanding of who you are and how did you become the person you become and what you need to change in your mindset to change your results. You know how many of those guys show up?
Following the masses.
Yeah. They understand it, and you talk to them about paying a price, and when you talk about paying a price, which is showing up and studying you and understanding the laws of nature, understanding the energy, they consciously may understand it, but subconscious that is a charge of them that is commands to show up and do the work and pay the price. The law of sacrifice. What is the law of sacrifice saying? Law of sacrifice saying is you have to always sacrifice something in lower nature, whether it's money, whether it's time, whatever that is, in order to get something higher nature. So any individual that wants to work themselves, they have to put time and money, those two most important value things that, as we know, in order to invest in themselves. But how many people that they want to do that?
Right off the bat, chances are maybe one. But all those people will be back. You know why? Because whenever you talk to them, and we talk to them immediately, we're talking to their subconscious. Mm-hmm. Their subconscious rejected it. Mm-hmm. Why did the subconscious reject it? Because they don't believe that they can do it. The only reason why they're not here immediately is because they don't believe they can do it.
Self-image.
Yep. And what it is that subconscious mind controls your behavior, controls the way you think. You checked your box. You didn't check mine. You checked to see if you thought you could do it. You see us doing it. And then if you come and look at the people that work with us, you see them doing it. And you see that they've gone from 20,000 to 300,000 to 500,000 to 1 million to 4 or 5 to 10 million. You're seeing people and you're saying, well, and you're not thinking, can I do it? You're not thinking, can they do it? You're thinking, can I do it? You're thinking, well, is it possible for me? So really, you're not really even aware. You're checking to see if you think it's possible for you to do it. Then you've got to go home and you've got to think, well, can I do that? Really, you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at the self-image and you're saying, can that self-image produce those results? And it may be 1 day, 2 days, maybe a year, could be months. You may develop the courage to call. You may develop the courage to pick up the phone.
But think about that. What gets them the first to ask and learn about this information? It's the higher self looking to express and looking to get you to have a more understanding what you're capable of. Because if you don't go through the learning and through this, you will never find out your true abilities, what you're capable of doing. So at some point, at some time, when you come across different things, you're like, oh, I don't know why this happens. But a lot of it is our essence, our spiritual being wants to push us and wants to remind us that you can do more. There is more. There's better. You deserve better.
There's specialized knowledge.
Yeah.
All this month we're talking about specialized knowledge. Now I'm going to direct the specialized knowledge directly to the mind. We have specialized knowledge that will show you how to rewrite your history. Why would the specialized knowledge first be chosen in the direction of understanding the mind and matter? That's all we have. Why not choose specialized knowledge directly to invest in yourself when that's all that you are? It's mind and matter. All that you are is mind in hand. Mind and hand. Your hand touches things because your mind moves it. Your mind walks. You first think it, then your body does it. Your mind thinks, and then it does. So why not find the specialized knowledge that actually rules the body? It rules your world. That's what we do. We've been studying this specialized knowledge to take you to a definite end. Any end. Anything you want. We've been directly working on the specialized knowledge of the mind and how to further develop the mind and how to further develop your abilities so that you can unlearn and relearn. We use this specialized knowledge to rearrange a new order, not just in one area, but many areas of life. This specialized knowledge can make the difference from success, continued success, or living like the masses. Right?
Yeah.
And we use this specialized knowledge not in just one area of business, any business, not one area of life, all of life, because this knowledge, this specialized knowledge, is specialized in the development of man. The development of the mind in man. All a man is mind. A thought in the substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. That's you. You are thinking. You are thinking stuff into form consistently. You're just not aware of what you're doing. You can form things out of anything that you want. We use goals to show you how to rewrite the plan. We use goals to show you how to change your beliefs. We use goals to show you how to live the way you want to live. Again, the goals are not to get there to grow. The goals are not to get there to grow. In specialized knowledge, we start to find other specialized knowledge. As you're specializing on understanding the mind and how it works, you start to decide what specialized knowledge you need to provide the money, the earnings, the things that you want in life. Everybody is conditioned to do things in a certain way. So you get to decide how you want to condition your mind to produce a new result.
You can't be, and part of that is really understanding that how can I say I'm changing and I'm learning and growing? It's by who you're becoming. You can't be the same person. You can't have the same behavior. You can't have the same mindset. You can't have the same ideas and expect to have a different result. You can't. You can't be the same person and expect something to change outside of you. The changes has to start with inside of you. Inside of you meaning that what we're just talking about, meaning that the way you think, it's the way you do one thing, this is the way you do everything. So in order for us to, when we're setting a goal, Ibrahim mentioned earlier, for setting a goal, we're not setting goal to get to achieve the goal. We're really setting goal to become. It's about becoming, to become a better and bigger person. Because when you're going from somewhere that you've never been, on the journey, it requires for you to be equipped with different ideas, different beliefs, become a different person in order to get where you want to get. So you can't be the same person and expect going somewhere new. So the first thing and foremost is you got to consent and accept that I'm going to evaluate myself. I'm going to evaluate the way I'm thinking. I'm going to evaluate where these ideas are coming from that is holding me back. I'm going to evaluate everything about me and start putting in new ideas that are going to help me to get where I want to get. And that requires having a coach. Mentor. Because we tend to have tendency to go through a lot of trial and error and want to force things and want to use a lot of what we think we know to get the result that we want. For instance, using a lot of time. We think if we work longer or we put a lot of time, we're going to always get a better result. And that's not the case. I'm sure a lot of us heard, work hard, or we heard this, instead of working hard, think smarter. And we really have no idea what that is. That is using your higher faculties, using your imagination, using your special knowledge that we're talking about in order to, because when you understand how advanced decision making, how the universe works and how universe is supporting you for the vision that you have, you are going to, when you're thinking about that, we understand that, you know that the smart, as you become more aware, smart means more aware here, you start making headways in life with much easier and much more effective instead of working physically real hard. And that requires understanding the mind. That requires working on you. That requires investing in you. I'm looking at individual here online that they've been following. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask? We have a few minutes left, and see if anyone has any question. We're here to answer. Where do you want to go? You want to go first?
Is trust more important than love, or is it the other way around? For me, they go hand in hand, but also love can be misunderstood. For me, love is understanding, and understanding is trust. For me, love is understanding, and understanding brings trust and love. So when you put those three together, now you're working with nature. And right? Yeah. So love is not bias. Love is neutral. Love has no lines, no judgment, no conflictions. It has no. Love is pure. So when you're really operating in love, there's no judgments. Mm-hmm. And when there's no judgments, there's trust. And when love is neutral, it doesn't want to take, it wants to give. It doesn't want to control. So love is is not biased. It's just complete. When you begin to love yourself, you will begin to trust yourself. When you begin to love who you truly are by nature, which is perfect, then you begin to trust the process. It's the beliefs that create conflict. It's the judgments, it's the ego. All of that is belief systems and conditioning. So when you can let go and you can live an impersonal life, the world starts to accommodate for whatever it is that you desire.
What advice would you give the 5 years old you? Imagine more. Believe in yourself. What your perfect day look like? I think every day is a perfect day, and it's all about how you set intention and how
Redesigned it.
you pre-design it, and really your perception, the way you see things and the way you're responding to things. And your day is not, we're talking about the other day, I was talking to an individual. He asked me, he says, why you say you're always wonderful? Why do you say that? And you really, it's just kind of it doesn't look real. And I said, because if you understand the relationship between the mind and matter and what we're thinking and what we're what we're thinking and what we're expressing, is how we're going to create future. So if you really think about it, you don't have any other option but to be wonderful. Because whatever you're expressing right now and whatever you believe, that's what you bring in your life, and that's what you're sending out. So you don't have any other choice to be other than wonderful and great. Otherwise, you can be in a misery, and that's what you're going to bring in your life.
Yeah, you'll attract more of it. We don't get what we want; we get what we are.
Yeah.
A perfect day for me is something I created. When I use my mind to think in advance, when I use my mind to think of what I wanted to see, and then I go and act it out, it's a perfect day.
Yeah.
When I go and act it out.
Yeah. Working definite. Live with purpose every day.
Yep.
Take action with purpose. Yeah.
That's the definition of what I use all day long. I do everything on purpose to a definite end. That means I use advanced decision making and then I acted it out.
Yeah.
We have Angelo here. He has a question. Specialized knowledge, it's whatever the knowledge, I think he's asking, is specialized knowledge whatever is specialized knowledge?
It's whatever the knowledge that is necessary for you to understand and achieve your goals.
Yeah. The specialized knowledge is knowledge you need to understand and achieve your goal. The thing you don't know is what you need to know. So you're going to have to acquire that specialized knowledge in the direction of that definite end. Everything is always a definite end.
Yeah. Or acquiring or attaining individual that have a special knowledge on what you want to do. That's another way to think about it. And always think about when I was starting my first company, I was always thinking about, well, I don't have experience in construction. It's very special knowledge, right? But I knew I have to find someone that who knows how. And in a few months, talking to many people, eventually I found the individual who was looking for me, and I was looking for them.
Let's look at that word acquire.
Yeah.
I said you will have to acquire the specialized knowledge that you need to know to become who you want to become. Acquiring doesn't mean that you have to have it. It just means you need to attain it. That means you need to understand it. It's very important that you understand what it is that you're needing, because if you don't understand it, you don't need to know it all, but you need to understand the the fundamentals of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And you can find the people that have that specialized knowledge. And in reality, you can find those people around any corner. Why? Because they all studied for it. They either went to school for it, or they spent the last 15, 20 years perfecting that area, mastering that area. Find the people that have mastered their areas with that specialized knowledge that you need to have what you want.
Can you explain about I am?
Yep, just a little bit of what we're doing again is we're teaching people how to rewrite the pattern plan. There was a time in my life where I was rewriting my plan, but I wanted to be able to pass it down. In order for me to pass it down, I knew that I was going to have to develop myself and my abilities to be able to communicate and teach this information, as well as still support the companies I was building, as well as support the people inside of our companies. So I knew that I needed to bring this information in-house. I knew that we would need to build an Institute of the Mind. So the last several years was about building this model. We're here now. We brought the Institute of the Mind so that, one, we can build our companies from the inside out and help all of our people, and then open it up to the public and be able to help the public and help them achieve their goals as well. Attracting people, finding people that want to be a part of what we're doing as well has been another project we've been doing. We're opening up in Tehran, Iran. We're moving towards Argentina. This is not an accident. It's because it's a plan. Everything begins with what? An idea. So with our classes, and the reason this has been so effective, the people that are in our Scaling for Life classes, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time every day, are the ones that are getting results. The ones that are in our classes with our program, better, quicker, faster results. Our programs are on Saturdays at 9:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's English. Now we do this in Spanish as well. Spanish is at 7 a.m. during the week, and then 8 a.m. on Saturdays. And then we do this in Farsi as well. And those times during the week,
Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. We have those classes. However, we have a webinar coming up.
that's what's good to get there.
Yeah.
So in these classes, we're teaching people how to develop themselves and how to stay on target. It's what we do every day that creates the man. It's not what we do next week or in a day or 2 days from now. It's what you do every day. We're habitual by nature. So it's important to be in these studies daily. That's the reason I made the classes every day. It's like sharpening your sword. Aside from these classes, we also have our live workshop. We'll be having that this month, and we're having one every month. This month will be on April the 28th at 6 p.m. So we're inviting you guys to come in. I think what are we doing that for $200 for the seminar? So you guys that are committed to make a decision and you're ready to make a change, come to our live workshop. You're more than welcome. Let us know. Send us a message, and we'll be getting back to you.
Well, I think we're out of time, and I want to thank everyone who were on this on Instagram and Facebook. Would listen to us for an hour, and I hope we were able to answer some of these questions. And if any one of you guys have any question, you can contact us through our social page, or you can go to our website, www.iammastermind.com, and you can learn more about how you can invest further in you in order to create a great experience in life. I want to thank everyone, and Abraham.
Everyone have a wonderful day.